Good morning, 7th grade. This video is for Wednesday, April 8th. Today is an exciting day because we will be having our first class Zoom call. The schedule for that and the password and everything that you need is on the Google Doc, which I will post also in our Google Classroom. So hope to see you there, 1 o'clock on Wednesday. When we're on the call, we're going to be doing a little bit with the poem that you're supposed to read today and sort of an introduction to poetry, which is going to be our next big focus as we shift into our novel study with the crossover. But this week, you guys are finishing up what you're working on. Today, you should be all done with your vocabulary book. So woohoo for that. And in place of doing a vocabulary lesson today, we have the Zoom call where we'll be doing a little bit of poetry together, and then I'll have a way for you to turn that in on the Google Classroom. You're also reading a poem called Death, which is a follow-up to yesterday's short story about the Goforths. So because I think it's so important to hear poetry read, I thought I would read it to you first, and then of course you'll look it over again as you get ready to take your quiz. Death by Verna K. Peterson. Each morning, as I fixed our family's breakfast, I would see them. Our kitchen windows met across the way. A woman, gentle-faced and sweet, laying out the morning things, and he, sitting at the table, would take the family Bible out, smoothing its pages. For 40 years or more, they plied this self-same ritual, starting the day together and with God. Then one night, quickly, death called, and she was gone. The next morning I watched, as tears stood in my eyes, an old man, his shoulders hunched against the years, take down his cup and saucer, smooth the family Bible out, sitting at the table, alone and with God. So there's a beautiful picture here of the end of a life and what happens with those who are left behind in their routines. So you'll answer a couple of questions of this, of course, on your quiz, but on our call today, we're going to think a little bit more, not just about the content of the poem, but also the structure. This poem in particular uses something called parallelism, and if you look on page 531, at the top of the page, it describes to you a little bit about what parallelism is. So in anticipation of talking together this afternoon, I'd love for you to read that and think about where you see examples of parallelism in this poem. We're going to talk about that together, and then we're also going to do some creating of our own poem for our vocabulary assignment today. Finally, you have your grammar packet. The pages that you've been assigned to do today are a review of chapters 4 and 5 in your textbook. So if you're a little confused as you're getting into it, my first advice would be to go look through chapter 4 on pronouns and chapter 5 on adjectives. If, as you look through those, you don't find answers to your questions, please do reach out, email me. We could set up a Zoom one-on-one where we can do a reteach lesson on grammar. I'd be happy to help in that way. Want to make sure that you understand what you're supposed to be doing. If I haven't heard from you in Google Classroom yet, I know all of you have logged on, but there's a few of you who haven't sent in any assignments. So I'm hoping to see those soon. If you have any questions about how to do that, we'll do a demo at the beginning of the Zoom call this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Anything else? Let me know. I'm here every day on email from 9 to 2, and thinking about you guys, praying that you're doing well. Talk soon.